Lonzo Ball was picked with the second pick in the 2017 draft and is currently having one of his best seasons ever, averaging 14.2 points per game, 42.6 from the field goal, 38.9 from the three-point line, 4.2 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1.3 steals. And I believe the New York Knicks are about to trade for him. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Instantw back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about this Lonzo Ball situation. Now, a report came out that I saw on Fox Sports about potentially New York Knicks going after Lonzo Ball, and you also have YouTubers like The Flight Mike making stories about this and things. Now, I believe the only way the Knicks can potentially make this work if they trade, say, like Obi Toppin and someone like Taj Gibson and a potential second-round pick for him. Now, the New York Knicks have $4.9 million in cap space, already this year. Now, the thing about that is they have some room to grow. Now, the New York Knicks are having one of their best years ever. Now, that's pretty damn good. Now, I don't see them trading anyone else, potentially. I mean, they could potentially trade Nerlens Noel and someone like Obi Toppin. Now, the only way I can see the Knicks potentially being able to grab Lonzo Ball is from potentially trading someone like Obi Toppin or Kevin Knox. The Knicks aren't going to trade Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Mitchell Robinson. I don't believe, those players are pretty much the core of this franchise, pretty much. I believe, what's going to happen this offseason is they'll potentially offer Julius Randle a potential max contract. Now, do I think he's worth max contract? Not 100%. I potentially, he's not worth max. I'd say maybe like 75 to 80% worth of max, although someone else might potentially offer him the max. Someone like the Bulls could, I can see them potentially offering him the max as well. I don't know about their cap situation, but Lonzo Ball is making $11 million this year. Now, in the report, it says that the New Orleans Pelicans aren't going to sign him if someone offers him $18 million or more. Now, I reckon the Knicks could do that. Now, there was also another report or a video circulating about LeVar Ball talking pretty much that apparently Lonzo Ball doesn't like that situation. Now, I don't know if this is a ploy potentially. Now, the thing is, I can see that being the case just because them potentially saying that and someone offering him less than what they were going to give them, and then him accepting that, a potential 1-year deal, him grabbing that off. Say that's potentially what I could see them doing. Now, I don't know why Lonzo Ball doesn't like the New Orleans Pelicans. They pretty much transformed his game. He's having one of his best three-point shooting seasons. It's over 3.5% better than his career. He's been in the league for about 4 years now, I believe. Yeah, 4 years. So when he came into the league, he was shooting 30% from the three-point line. Not the greatest. Then he went up to 32. Then as soon as he went to New Orleans, and they had that shooting coach. Now, I can't remember his name. Flat Mike mentioned it. He skyrocketed to 37.5% from the three-point line. Now, that's pretty damn crazy. And then he is up again to 38.9. So you can see him potentially being a deadly three-point shooter. Now, he's obviously not as great as someone like Seth Curry, Joe Harris, players like that. I don't believe he'll ever be that good of a three-point shooter, but I can potentially see him next year, potentially averaging 40% from the three-point line. Now, if that happens, he's pretty much, he's looking like he's not a bust anymore, is what I'm trying to say. He's averaging 14.2 points per game. People were trying to say that he needs to average that when he comes into the league. Obviously, he needed a bit of time more to develop and get that jump shot correct. And now that it's working, he's got a bit more confidence under his belt. Although he has only played 37 games this year. Although I don't believe he's actually got injured this year as well. I know he's had some ankle troubles with those Triple B shoes. But yeah, pretty much I can see Lonzo Ball potentially being a New York Knick. Either they potentially trade him. I reckon they will potentially put an offer in for a trade. Now, although I can also see them, someone like Frank Ntilikina, who's $15.5 million he's got on is a cap figure. Now, if they potentially trade Frank and like a 2023 like top 3 protected pick. I can see New Orleans Pelicans jumping on that, grabbing that for Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is only 22 years old, so he's got a lot of basketball ahead of him. I can see him potentially playing up until he's like 35, 36, so he's got a lot of time, just with his play style, the way he plays, he's a pass first, things like that. But yeah, pretty much in how he'd fit on the Knicks, I reckon would be pretty good. With someone like Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, plays that run. You got the star Julius Randle, so he's not there and he's not forced to like try and average 20 points per game. Can consistently average those 15 points per game. If he averages 15 points per game, they sign him to a 4-year deal that's like pays him $19 million a year, and he averages like 15, 16, 17, 18, potentially 18 points per game over that whole time. That's a very good value, on the efficiency that he's doing at the moment. But yeah, anyway guys, that's a bit of my input into the situation. I'll leave the article down below. Anyway guys, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.